Y'all, look what we're making today. It is so cute. I love this bag. It is so pretty. And let's get started. Look what we've got today to make. This little bag is so adorable. I love all these stripes and this color. It's so bright and fun. Let's get going on this. Alright, here we are with my large ball of rug yarn from the previous market bags, probably a year ago. I got this yarn at a flea market, and this is the last of it finally. So first, to make this bag, we are going to make a chain the length that you want it, but we're going to do a foundation chain. So what you do is you do your slip knot and you chain 2, and then you go back into that second stitch and you just continue this foundation chain all the way to the length that you want it. You kind of go backwards into the stitch and then you do your single crochet. So you're still doing a single crochet. And this one that I'm doing is going to be about, it's somewhere between 12 and 18 inches long. So you can make this any size that you like. A messenger bag is normally between 12 and 18 inches. All the ones that I've had or made have been that size. So you have a little leeway there and a little creativity to make it the way you want it. And if you have any trouble with this foundation chain, I do have a video that is just about the foundation chain and going a little bit slower on how to make this. So it's a very simple thing. Once you learn how to do it, you will have that foundation chain down. And this avoids the headache and the hassle of trying to work with just a single chain, because that is always a challenge for me. It's not super challenging, it's just a little, I guess it's irritating, and I don't like that irritation. So when you're done with your foundation chain, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to continue your single crochets right through this top stitch of your foundation chain. And that's it. You're going to do single crochets all the way. We are making the bottom of the bag. And so you're just going to do single crochets. Single crochet is the only stitch you need for this entire project. Now here we are at the end. I'm not going to have you watch every stitch. That would just be way too long. And yes, on this last one I did do a double, because for some reason, I guess it just slipped, and I don't know what I was doing. So that last little stitch was a double. And now we're going to go into that second stitch from the front and make the line straight on the edge and keep going with singles. Maybe there was some extra space I had to fill up with the double, but obviously I did a double there. You do not have to do that. You can do singles. And when your line is straight, it works out perfectly. So this is the bottom of the bag. We're going to go back and forth until we have it right where we want it. The width that we want. This is the end of that second row. We're just going to do a single in the end, and then do a chain and turn your work. So this is how we're going to continue the entire bottom. I hope y'all are having a wonderful summer. It is June right now, and this is my first big June project. I'm really excited about this one because it turned out so beautiful, and I've got the zipper on it now, which I don't have in the end of this video, but I did go ahead and do that. Now we are at the very end of our project, and this is how we're going to pull, not the end of our project, the end of the bottom, excuse me. And this is how we're going to pull in our colors. And now when you get the bottom done, this is a couple of inches across. When you pull in your first color, you are going to just start single crocheting around. Now it's not a round, it's a square rectangle, but you're going to go all the way around your work with a single crochet. You're not going to do extra stitches on the end or on the corners or anywhere else. You're going to keep it one single per stitch from here out, all the way around the work. Every side of it is going to be a single crochet in every stitch. And on this work, I tried to do one color per stripe, per row, because that way some of them are more than one row, but most of them, a lot of them are one row. I just tried to make sure I had enough to finish out the row in a similar color, if not the exact color. For some reason I'm having trouble there. And this is a slip together, and then chain one. So you can start your next row. And you're just going to keep going around like that. And you go through both pieces of yarn in the stitch, not the back or the front. I mean, if you wanted ridges, you could do that, but I like this simple stitch. It's very simple, so beginners are able to do this. You're just doing a basic single crochet with nothing extra, and you are just crocheting around. You're going through both stitches, or both parts of that stitch, the front and the back of each stitch. It's a very simple bag to make. Once you get the hang of making these stitches and going around and around and changing colors. Now you could do this in a solid color. It would be just as simple doing the solid color. A little more simple because you wouldn't have all those threads to tie in. That was at least 2 hours of this project because of all the color changes. Maybe not 2 hours. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it was quite a long time. I know the majority of the bag took an hour to tie in all the ends. And here we are just going around and around. I think I'm going to stay on this until we change colors again. I'm not going to show you the entire bag because that would take forever. It would seem like forever anyway. And there's no need in that. I know you can make a bag after watching what I do show you here, because all we did was make a rectangle, and then we're going up from the rectangle. The messenger bags I've made before, I didn't do a rectangle, I just did them straight up, and they don't hold that many books or notebooks, so I wanted one a little wider at the bottom. And I love this multicolor stuff. I love it. It's like a boho version of everything. So I have a sweater, I have 2 bags, I think I have some other things in this style. It's truly my favorite. Now you can see here where I had tied this yarn together already, because when I made that giant ball, I just tied them together with long tails so they can be tied in later, sewn in later. So yes, that's where a lot of the strings came from, is when I made this large ball of yarn, I just tied the colors together and went with it. I thought I was going to make a project with just that straight, without changing the colors, but things changed. Had to evolve with the change on this one. So what is on your hook? What are you making today? Are you making this project, or are you working on something else? I'm always curious about what others are making. I love watching the projects on Facebook that people make on different groups. and Instagram and Pinterest. To be honest, I have Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook where I watch people make things. So if I ever have a moment on my phone, that is usually what I'm doing. I love seeing all the things people make. They are so creative. So what have you made lately that you haven't shown or you haven't talked about on here? I would love to hear what you're making. And if you'd like to know how long this took, about 2 days, really working on it. So not all day every day, but 2 days basically it took to make this. And I also recommend do not use a straight metal needle, metal hook if you're going to work 2 days in a row on the same project. Get an ergonomic hook. I have several. I didn't use them. I just used this plain straight hook, which I have a ton of. And my wrist was sore after working 2 days straight with this hook because I was really trying to get this bag done. Oh, and another tip is don't crochet with your fit watch on your wrist, because if you crochet with your fit watch where it counts your steps, I wear mine on my left and I have no idea how, but it counts steps as I'm crocheting. So be careful not to let that happen, or you'll have a lot more steps counted than what you did. At first I was really proud of my steps when I first got that. And then I was like, wait a second. I didn't do all those steps. And if you see that paper tape to the side, that is what I took off the ball to hold the end of the yarn in. And here we've changed a few more colors along the way. So yes, my balls now in the tub of yarn each have a piece of paper tape on them. It doesn't stick to your yarn and ruin it. It doesn't do anything negative that I've found yet. You can put a little piece on the end of each yarn ball and your yarn will not get tangled all up into a mess. It has been a very good thing, and I've seen people use barrettes, which I don't have enough of those. They're like the sewing kind of barrettes, I guess. I only have those for my hair, and I don't have enough to use on all my yarn because I'd probably need, I don't know, a couple hundred. I am dwindling down my stash at the moment, just slowly. You can only crochet so fast. I love the colors of this right now, but it kind of looks like a candy corn. But once you get all your colors in, you can use whatever colors you want. You could do stripes of 2 colors. You could have 3 or 4 colors that you rotate. Or you could just make it a scrap buster, just like this is a stash buster. I guess quilting is a scrap buster and crocheting is a stash buster. That may be the difference in those 2 words. Now we are still doing the single crochet all the way. So if you are wondering how to make this bag, it is single crochet. I hope the description of how to do this has been clear enough for everyone. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below and I will respond as quickly as I can. And I'm just about to talk to you in a little bit. straight from the video. So this is a voiceover, obviously, and I'm going to be crocheting outside here in a minute. You can take this wherever you want. Take your project anywhere with you, and that's what I love about crochet. You can take it anywhere and keep your hands busy. So I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you have fun finishing this bag with me. There's about a third of it, maybe. It's looking so cute. Oh my goodness, I love this thing. Look at those colors. Absolutely love it, y'all. I hope y'all are having as much fun making this bag as I am. Okay, everyone, here is what I have so far. This is the outside, actually. Once I get all of these ends tied in, which is going to be the fun part. There is the bottom that we started with. And besides this foundation chain that we started with at the very beginning, everything here is single crochet. So if you are a beginner, you will be able to do this bag, and it's so fun, and it's so colorful, and it is so pretty. I love it. It's almost to the size that I want it, and I went through that giant ball, and this is what I have left. I've got some purple as well, which may make another row. I think it has enough, but this is what I've taken off as I went. This is the row. I kind of tried to stick to the rows being mostly all one color, and some of them switched within the color themselves. See, red and orange, and then these different colors of green, I just left those on. And then some of them changed in the middle. Most of them changed on one end, where I purposefully changed it. So anyway, I'm going to continue going up with single crochet around this bag for a little while longer, and then I'm going to show you how we make the handles. So this is already matched up at this end over here. Nope, this end here. And this is where all the strings are. So I'm going to continue going single crochet. You just go just like this. And that's it, all the way around. And you just continue and continue and continue. It is a very simple bag to make, and it is very beautiful. I'm going to make it into like a book bag where it can hold notebooks. I think it's about the right size now. So I'll start the handle very soon. I will come back when we start that. Okay, crochet friends, I have got all of the ends tied in except for this edge here, and that took quite some time. I finished off with this orange color that we had on just a few minutes ago, and there are my scraps, and here is what I have left. Now I have balled up each one of the colors separately, and that way I can put these in the order in which I want to make the handle. So we're going to start with kind of a pattern and have the white and the aqua and the white and the aqua on the ends. We have the yellows scattered and the red scattered, and I've got it kind of in an order that I like. Now I will not use all of this yarn for this, but I'm going to do a few rows in each color, and that way it will be striped all the way. So that's what we're about to start, and this is going to be just as simple as the bag was, because we're going to start with a 10, probably a 10 stitch single crochet right onto this, and then we will just chain up one and keep going all the way until we get this finished. And I'll record this process for you, and I'm just going to go right through these colors. Some of them are just tiny bits, the red and the orange especially, but the rest of them I'm just going to go, and these are the only 3 colors I'm not using because they're repeated. And let's go. Let's get this bag done. I cannot wait. Alright guys, here we go. We are going to start our strap for this little messenger bag, and we're going to count like you pull on the edges. This is how I do it. Like you go on the edge, and then you find the center of each side, and then you just stick your hook through where you want it. And I did decide on 8, not 10. Now you can do as many as you like and as little as you like, and make your strap as wide or as thin as you like. And this is how you do it, just like you did the rest of the bag. You just pull your yarn through, and I think I wanted a longer tail here, so I did it again, just to make sure, because this is the strap that holds on your bag. So you just pull it through, just like you did all the color changes, and then you just continue to single crochet after you do 1 chain. So this is how you go. And we're going to do our entire strap. I'm going to change colors quite a few times and make our strap striped. And once again, if you're doing a solid, obviously you would do your solid color. And on the side, you just kind of make sure they're, you know, it's going to look right when you get done on the width. And we're going to chain 1 and go on the next row. And basically, I'm going to fast forward the rest of the strap and let you just listen to a little music. So here we go, I'm making the strap. I'm recording. Now I have to edit this video. Alright, here we are with our bag. And if you want to test the length, let's see if this works. You can kind of go around your bag like that. And it should, you know, it'll stretch to go that way. So you want it about that length. Not exactly, but sort of, to make a good shoulder strap. That's what I'm making for this one, is a shoulder strap. And we did all these colors. I kind of rotated some of them and had them in here more than once because there was just so much of one color. I wanted to make smaller sections. So this one got a little bit wider, and I just let it go as it is, because probably at the top of the shoulder right there, I just left it that way. It's just a little bit wider, and then this came back down. I intentionally brought this back down right here, so I know it was 1 stitch too wide, but it doesn't make that much of a difference, so I just left it. Anyway, this bag is so cute. I absolutely love it. I've got this white ready to sew on or crochet on, and this is still wrong side out because this is the outside, which we will reveal when we are all completely done, and all of this still has to be sewn in. And then all of these strings on here. So this is such a beautiful bag. I totally love it, and this is how we are going to crochet the handle on. Make sure it is all facing the same direction so you don't have it twisted, because that would not work very well. And then you're going to want to go about the center of the other side, just like you did the other way, and then you're going to match it up here. Now you can count this out and do it perfectly if you want to center it perfectly, or you can just do it this way. Now I've got it in there, and now I've got to find where the yarn goes. And we are literally going to do a slip stitch there, and then we are going to single crochet, and we're going to have a strip inside, a little ridge right there, and that is my dog scratching on the door. Daisy. What is it, Daisy? What is it, Daisy? No, no. She might not listen, but gotta finish. So here is how we're gonna crochet our strap on. This is your shoulder strap for your multicolored bag. This is one of my favorite kind of bags to make. And I love how this one turned out with the stripes mostly being the same color all the way around. This is having a little struggle because the yarn got twisted underneath. You can see the mess I'm working with here. Okay, now let's start again while it's not pulling. And we have a few more stitches left. Right there. And right there. Last one. And it's not wanting to do it. There we go. Okay. We are right there, and that's it. When you come out, you'll have a little ridge on the inside, but that is okay. This is a handmade crochet bag, and that is what we're going for, is the handmade. Now I have quite a few of the aqua and the white little balls left of yarn. Can make something with later on, maybe a small bag of that. And I have this very large one here, and then I have this multi one left. This is all of the carpet yarn that I have left. That rug yarn that's a little thicker than all the others. Now with this cut off, we are going to pull it through. And that's it. And now all you have to do is sew in all the threads. Now I'm probably going to sew a zipper onto this bag. Let's see, here we go. This is so super cute. I absolutely love it. Look at that gorgeous bag. Ah, it's so pretty. Y'all, this is one of my favorites. You do not have to use rug yarn. You can use any yarn you have. I like the sturdier yarn. I'm going to show you a trick on how to take the thinner yarn and make it into a thicker yarn on one of my very next videos coming up. This does go in a tiny bit right here, but that is because this yarn is thinner than these yarns. So these are a little bulkier and this is thinner, and it ended up scooping in just a little bit, which I do not mind at all. It is so pretty. So there we go. There is our bag. I'm going to sew all these ends in and give you a final video coming up. So glad you're here to see this bag. I hope you love it as much as I do.